Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good afternoon, everyone. So according to Abhidhamma, when you attain the first jhana, it lasts only one mind moment, one jhana mind moment. Then you have to practice again to attain jhana. Then it will last maybe a few jhana consciousness. Then you will emerge from the jhana again, but you need to practice to attain more jhana consciousness, more jhana consciousness. So when you look at this, you will see that, right? This is a jhana consciousness, javana, jhana consciousness. It happens in the mind door, right? Just in the mind, just in the mind. Jhana is just in the mind. So therefore, it is good to learn Abhidhamma to know all these one, exactly. Abhidhamma explained how to see the exact nature of jhana. This is beautiful. So as I earlier said that when you attain the first jhana for the first time, you have only one jhana consciousness. It will fall down. You will fall down from the jhana. Just like the baby, right? Baby, they were trying to walk, stand up, fall down. They try again, fall down. They try again. Then they were able to walk. Meditator also need to practice to attain jhana. So these are the five ways to train your mind to stay in longer period in jhana. We call it 5 kinds of mastery. So you need to master your mind to stay in jhana for longer period. So these are the 5 kinds of mastery. You can look at CMA book, chapter 9, paragraph number 80. Forgot to mention the page number. Chapter 9. Page number 342. Page number 342. You can look at CMA page number 342, guide to paragraph number 80, 80. So, these are the 5 kinds of mastery to train your mind to stay in jhana for longer period. So the first one is mastery in adverting, avajana vasita. Avajana vasita, mastery in adverting. So it is the ability to advert to the different jhana factors. Jhana factor here we have 5 jhana factor, right? Vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata. The ability to advert to the different jhana factors quickly and easily in according with one's own wish. After emerging from the first jhana, so you need to advert your mind. In other words, you need to think about the nature of jhana factors. What is vitakka look like during my jhana time, during my jhana meditation? What is vichara, what is the nature or characteristics of vichara during your jhana period, jhana meditation period. So you have to think about it quickly and and also you need to train your mind to make it easy, Of course, as usual, as the first time, may not be easy to contemplate, to know about the nature of vitaka or the nature of vichara, etc. But when you used to contemplate the nature of all these jhana factors, so you will know how to do it quickly and easily. So the first mastery is to advert or to think about it, to think about jhana factors. Of course, meditator, if you do not contemplate the nature of jhana factor, you will not know it very clearly. The more, this is not a jhana period, not a during the jhana, after you emerge from the jhana. Right? Just like you go to your office, you walk, then on the way back to your home, you think about your job, or you think about your boss or your colleague, etc. Here also, after you enter jhana, then for the first time, maybe it's very quick, it's right away you will fall from jhana. Only one movement, then you try again, maybe a few moments, then you try again, maybe 1 minute, you try again, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, etc. But to do so, the first thing you need to do is mastery in adverting. Especially you need to know the nature of vitaka, vichara, etc. The second one is mastery in attainment. Samapajana vasita. It is the ability to attain jhanas quickly and easily. For the first time, to attain jhana is very difficult. Second time, still difficult. Third time, fourth time, difficult. But you need to make it easy, When you do, therefore, similarly the same thing, right? Practice makes perfect. So when you develop or cultivate your concentration deeper and deeper, then you will have the ability to attain jhana quickly and easily. How to define quickly and easily? Here, without many bhavangas arising in the process of their attainment. So that means when you are trying to attain jhana, during two jhana, between two jhanas, two jhana chetas, or two jhana mind process, you have a lot of bhavanga. Bhavanga cheta is passive mind, right? Passive mind. Normally, normal time, especially when we are sleeping, we will have a lot of bhavanga, right? A lot of bhavanga. When you wake up, you will still have a lot of bhavanga cheta in between active mind. Then you wash your face, you do some exercise, you cook, you eat, then you have more active mind process, right? But less bhavanga. Here we are studying and learning, teaching, but during two active mind process, less bhavanga, right? Less bhavanga, more active mind process. But when you are trying to attain jhanas again and again, of course, for the first time, between two jhana chetas, there will be more bhavanga. As you train to attain jhana quickly and easily, then bhavanga are lesser and lesser in between two jhana, in between two jhanas. So that means the more you can train your mind to attain jhana quickly and easily, between two jhana mind process, your bhavanga chetas are lesser and lesser. Ultimately, as soon as you sit down, then you attain jhana very quickly. It needs practice, right? Need to practice. So, quickly and easily without many bhavanga arising in the process of their attainment. So, then when you train again and again, when you practice again and again by using this method, then as soon as you sit down, you right away enter jhana. Then you emerge from the jhana again, then you enter jhana again, very quickly. So in between two jhana mind process, so bhavanga chetas and lesser. It depends on your practice. So that means you can master your mind to enter jhana, to emerge from the jhana. So another one is mastery in resolution, daiṭṭhana vasitam, or determination. The ability to remain in the jhana for a length of time determined by one's prior resolution. So you meditate this morning, so you earlier than that you will stay in jhana for 1 hour. Before 1 hour, so your mind emerged from the jhana because you don't have enough experience or enough concentration to stay in jhana. So before you meditate, you think that you are trying to stay in jhana for 1 hour. Because of lack of experience or because of the other disturbances, maybe before you do meditation, you may have some disturbances because of that. So you cannot stay in jhana for 1 hour. So this one, so also need to train your mind. You need to resolve your mind. You need to make a resolution in your mind that I will try to stay in jhana for 1 hour. If you cannot stay in 1 hour, then you try again. You make a prior resolution in your mind. So this is very firm resolution, telling your mind that you need to stay in jhana for 1 hour. So this is also one of the mastery you need to train. Another one is mastery in emergence. Mastery in emergence, Ottana Vasita. This is the ability to emerge from the jhana quickly. So you meditate, you need to make a prior resolution in your mind. I will emerge in that period, in that time, maybe after 1 hour or after 1 hour, I will emerge from the jhana. So this is the emerging from the jhana. So if you do not train with this mastery, then sometime you intend to meditate for 1 hour, then it became 2 hours like that, 1.5 hours like that. So that means you do not know the time to emerge. So this one also one of the mastery. So therefore, in higher meditation, cessation attainment, before the enter cessation attainment, it's a kind of course, we do not say it's a jhana, it's higher than jhana. So before you enter such type of attainment, you need to make a prior resolution. Then if the Sangha need me, for some urgent cases, may I emerge from the jhana, may I emerge from this attainment, like that. If the Buddha want me to do something, may I emerge from this attainment. So similarly, suppose you have an appointment 9 o'clock, then you meditate 8 o'clock, then you tell your mind by using willpower. We call it resolution. So you make a resolution in your mind, I will enter jhana for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, I will emerge from the jhana. Then if you have this mastery in your mind, in your practice, then after 45 minutes, you will emerge from the jhana. So this is the practice or training. It is kind of discipline, But we do not use the discipline. We use mastery. You have a very powerful willpower to do all these one, but it needs a lot of practices. Separate time, separate time. Hundreds and thousands of times. You have to do that. Then another one is a mastery in reviewing. Pachawakana Vasita. So it is the ability to review the jhana from which one has just emerged. So this one is overall reviewing of your experience of meditation, your experience of jhana. So when you enter the first jhana, what is your experience? And what are the nature of jhana factors? And what is the response from my body? Like that. So you're trying to review. So during you are in jhana, because of very loud noises, you may emerge from the jhana automatically because of the noise. Then you're trying to review that experience. Why mind jhana is not so strong to resist such a loud noise like that. So trying to review the whole overall view of jhana experience. So that is called Pachakana Viti. So when you attain the first jhana or second jhana or third jhana, any jhana, you need to train by using 5 kinds of mastery. That's very important. In one sutta, the Buddha said that some mischievous monks, after attaining the first jhana, they want to jump to second jhana. They want to go to second jhana very quickly. So when they are trying to enter second jhana, they cannot do so because they don't have enough concentration. They don't have enough mastery of these jhana experiences. Because of that, they cannot go to second jhana, and also they lost the first jhana, the first jhana also. So that means they're trying to go to second jhana quickly, and they cannot go to the second jhana. And when he trying to go to the first jhana again, cannot get it. too greedy, too greedy. And also, they do not practice, by using 5 kinds of mastery. And the Buddha gave simile, very beautiful simile, in that suttas, very beautiful. So there are some animals, I think it is a goat, right? Mountain goat. So they can climb mountain, very steep mountain. Very clever, right? Very clever. Then a cow came and see a mountain goat. Oh, he can climb the mountain. I also will try. And he trying to climb the mountain, but he fall. he fall down from the mountain, just like that. If you do not train, you are the first jhana. By using 5 kinds of mastery, you cannot go to second jhana. So it is important to master your mind, or to cultivate your concentration, very powerful concentration. So this is a 5 kinds of mastery. So you can find page number 4, so 342, right? 342. Any question? Any question for 5 kinds of mastery? Okay, no question. Then, second jhana. I think now you may think that you may talk about jhana experience, right? Because you haven't experienced it. I think many of us, it's difficult to meditate for even 2 hours, even 2 hours, let alone, attaining jhana for 1 day like that, right? Yesterday, I read in social media, it's the daughter of my devotee in United States. So she talked about her experience, recent experience in meditation. So she it's a 20 days meditation retreat. The first day she meditate 2 hours, second day 3 hours, like that. It increased 4 hours, 5 hours. The last day 90 hours. 1 night, 1 night. So it is a practice, You can imagine it's almost 1 day, It's almost 1 day. She meditate, not a man, the lady. She meditate 90 hours. So I just want you to remind that normally we have a lot of doubt, right? Some people meditate about 5 hours. Is it possible? You may have a doubt about it, right? Doubt about it. No, it's a 90 hours, right? 90 hours. So this is a practice. Of course, to get to practice 90 hours, so piti or rapture or pleasure is important, Without piti, without dukkha, cannot meditate for such a long hours, right? Such long hours. Okay, so after attaining the first jhana, then you train by using 5 kinds of masteries. Then you can proceed to second jhana. So this is when we talk about second jhana, so second jhana in Abhidhamma method and second jhana in Sutta method. So we have 2 methods. In the second jhana, mindfulness is more stable. And wobble of the mind is reduced to almost none. So there is a little bit shaking all the mind. But it is reduced almost none. Yet, vichara, examination, and also um, um, application of the mind, and application of the mind is vitakka, right? And what is in English in vichara? Vichara in the book. Sustain application. Sorry, sustain application of the mind. I forgot. Because I'm trying to use examination. Actually, of course, it is better use the word sustain application of the mind, because the mind trying to sustain in the meditation object, near the meditation object, right? Near the meditation object. But I'm trying to follow Bhikkhu Bodhi translation and suttas. Sustain application of the mind, yet vichara, or sustain application of the mind, hold on meditation object, and hover over the object of meditation. But it cannot cause instability. The moment in jhana, the first jhana, there is a little bit shaking of the mind. Shaking of the mind. So when you go to second jhana, so that webber of the mind is reduced to almost none. Still have a little bit of vichara, still little bit of webber of the mind. Second jhana is without vitakka, but small amount of vichara. So that means vitakka trying to bring your mind to the meditation object, right? So vitakka is a little bit of shaking, little bit of shaking, because vitakka bring the mind to the meditation object, again and again, again and again, again and again. So that means a little bit of shaking. Then you're trying to cultivate concentration, develop a concentration further. Then that shake, honestly, webber of the mind, getting lesser and lesser. We call it small amount of vichara. So this is a second jhana in Abhidhamma method. So therefore, in Upakilesa Sutta, so actually I already talked about this sutta, and the Buddha talked about his experience, his meditation experience to Venerable Anuruddha. So this is the Buddha experience, meditation experience or jhana experience, second jhana experience. The Buddha said that Anuruddha, I develop concentration with initial application of the mind, an examination or sustained application of the mind. So that means it talk about the first jhana. Then the Buddha said that I develop concentration without vitakka, but with vichara only. So that means, according to the suttas, in many places, generally, sutta talk about 4 jhana, right? 4 jhana. So the first jhana, together with vitakka and vichara. So that is the first jhana. So this one, the first jhana in sutta method. But when the sutta method go to second jhana without vitakka as well as vichara, 2 jhana factors are, altogether they are excluded. So here, so this is the suttas. In some places, the Buddha talk about the nature of jhana experience. So based on that, Abhidhamma mentioned 5 jhanas, right? 5 jhanas. Nothing wrong. More details. So therefore, Abhidhamma trying to define the Dhamma in greater detail. You can look at the nature of jhana, right? In the Sutta, the Buddha normally mentioned 4 jhanas. But in Abhidhamma, just like here, it became 5 jhanas. So my point here is, I'm talking about Abhidhamma way of jhana classification. So here, I develop concentration with the thought and examination. So this is the first jhana, according to Abhidhamma, and also according to Suttas. But in Abhidhamma, concentration without thought, but with the examination only. So that means that is the second jhana in Abhidhamma. So this second jhana in Abhidhamma do not have in the Sutta method. So Sutta classify only 4 generally, right? It doesn't mean 5 jhana model does not mention in the Sutta. It doesn't mean, This is an example, right? Upakilita Sutta. And also some other Sutta as well. As far as I know, in Asingata Sanyutta in Samdha Nikaya, we can find this one also, right? So this is a very important one. So therefore, in second jhana in Abhidhamma, it said second jhana wholesome consciousness together with vitaka, piti, sukha, ekaggata, right? Ekaggata. So in the Sutta method, there's no, you will not find this one, You will not find this one. But you still find the traces of the first, the 5 jhana, right? As I earlier said that. Okay, here, in the second jhana in Abhidhamma model, we have a 4 jhana factors, right? 4 jhana factors. Vichara, sustained implication of the mind, piti, rapture, sukha, pleasure, and ekaggata, one-pointedness. So this is a second jhana. So that means in second jhana, little bit of, vichara, right? Vitaka bring the mind to the meditation object. Vichara trying to sustain it. Sustain me, near staying in the meditation object. So that means when you are meditating, using breathing meditation, breathing meditation. Before you attain jhana, you need to bring your mind to your breathing, The mind may go away, then vitaka trying to bring your mind to the meditation object. So the function of vitaka is bringing the mind to the meditation object. The function of vitaka is trying to sustain it, trying to hold, your mind near the meditation object. So when you have vichara, sustained application of the mind in your mind, then you can stay, your mind can stay near the meditation object. So you can meditate well, right? You can meditate well. But vichara trying to hold, trying to hold. So therefore, Ajahn Brahm gave a very beautiful simile, the nature of vichara. Suppose, actually he used the word cup, water cup, or coffee cup. Suppose this is a water cup. Maybe this one, water cup. Then I'm trying to hold. This water cup do not go away. I'm holding the water cup. When you hold about 2 minutes, 5 minutes, stay okay. But when you hold 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, it became very heavy, Then your mind, your hand will be shaking. Your hand will be shaking. If your hand is shaking, the object you hold also will be shaking. the cup. The cup is object. So vichara is like that. When you are holding the cup on your hand for the first time, it doesn't make any difference, It's very, very light, very light. So that means it's similar to you attain the first jhana. Then you try to train your mind by using 5 kinds of mastery. Because you stay in jhana for a longer period, then you begin to know the heavy weight of vichara. The more you hold, then the mind will be shaking. Wipe all the mind. What you have to do is keep it on the table. You're not holding anything, right? You're not holding anything. The cup on the table. If you are not holding, the cup becomes stable, right? When you are holding, the cup is shaking. The moment you put on the table, the moment you let go, let go on the table, then it no more shaking. It becomes stable. So just like that, the moment you attain second jhana for the first time, you may not notice that heavy weight feeling of vichara, right? So therefore, later as you train your mind by using 5 kinds of mastery, you begin to know is heaviness of vichara. Then you cannot let go right away like that. You cannot let go right away. So what you have to do is you need to cultivate and increase your concentration. You need to increase your concentration. And also you need to train your mind by using 5 kinds of mastery. Then you begin to know the nature of vichara more and more. Then you have full confidence. Then you let go. You no longer hold meditation object. You are now just looking at meditation object. You have full confidence to let go. To let go means let go meditation object. Earlier, you afraid that if you do not hold meditation object, then you cannot stay in jhana. You worry, because you are holding. So that holding of meditation object is a kind of vichara, sustained application of the mind. Then, as your concentration, your mindfulness is getting more and more deeper, stabler, then you have full confidence in your mind. Then you trying to let go, you're not holding meditation object. Let's say, breathing, your breath. Just look at, you became like a onlooker. Onlooker means just looking at what is happening, in the in-breath and out-breath, how it is functioning. So you begin to, you are getting, you have more freedom, more freedom, right? Maybe we can give a simple example. If you are holding one person in your relationship, right? You afraid that if you do not hold, tightly, he or she will go away. The more you hold, the more you are worried. Then, of course, you need to have a full confidence to let go. That means not holding tightly. You give him or her more freedom. You're trying to let go a little bit. Later, if you have full confidence, you don't need to hold that person anymore, right? Anymore. It doesn't mean you give up. No, not give up. You're not holding tightly. So if you try to let go the person in your relationship, then you have freedom or liberation in your mind. Similarly, the moment you trying to let go your meditation object, based on your clarity of the mind or your confidence, then it doesn't mean you are not going away from meditation object. You are seeing, you are in breath and out breath, just like an onlokha. Onlokha, right? Someone who is looking, like that. So therefore, when you can drop, when you can let go vichara, then you will attain the third jhana. In Abhidhamma, third jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with rapture, pleasure, and one-pointedness. So if you can let go your meditation object, it doesn't mean you go away. It doesn't mean you get back to meditate. It doesn't mean just looking at your meditation object, full of mindfulness and concentration. Then, because of freedom, and because of, you put down your cap on the table, no more shaking, right? No more shaking. So therefore, then you have a freedom of mind, you will have a rapture in your mind, more pleasure in your mind, and your concentration or one point is getting more powerful. So that is the third jhana. Third jhana in Abhidhamma is the second jhana in Sutta method. So therefore, in the Suttas, when you go to second jhana in the Sutta method, in Sutta model, so you were able to drop Vitakka and Vichara altogether, altogether. In Abhidhamma model, trying to drop Vitakka first, then that's second jhana. Then when you can able to drop or overcome Vichara, when you can let go your meditation object, then you go to third jhana, right? Third jhana. Okay, any question up to now? Okay.
Bhante, just to clarify, when you are in the third jhana, according to the Abhidhamma system, you let go of the vichara in the second jhana. Are you referring to, in the third jhana, there is no object of meditation?
No. There is state object.
Is it the same object? For example, you use the breath.
Yeah, same object.
So that means at the third jhana, you are still observing the object of meditation, except that you are not holding.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's just like in the terms of some other teaching, they said doer and knower. The knower is the mind, the doer is the body.
You're right. It's very, in the moment you go to third jhana, you begin to know there's no doer. Just knowing. Just know the meditation object. So the moment you go to third jhana, you no longer see there's no doer. So there's no doer, there's no passing, just knowing. You want to discuss more?
So when you say you are knowing without the doing part, are you also referring to just enjoy the experience at that moment without clinging onto the object?
You're right. Without clinging at that particular moment, no clinging. Just you have rapture, pleasure, and one point in your mind. So clinging will arise only after you emerge from jhana. Or you like that experience. Suppose you stay in jhana for 1 hour, then you think about, you know that experience, you crave for it, then you're trying to, suppose after you emerge from the jhana, then you are hungry. you are hungry, you need to eat. But because of craving for your jhana experience, you skip eating the food, you try to enter the jhana again. It's not the right way. Then you are hurting your body, right? By not eating the food. So craving will arise only emerging from the jhana. During the jhana, no craving, no lust or no attachment. Just you experience it. Just experience it.
Thank you.
Very, very subtle one. Very subtle one. So therefore, the purpose of jhana is to overcome raga in Pali. Raga. Raga means we have a lot of raga attachment to our body, things that we see, right? Attachment, another one, attachment. So the moment you are in jhana, so all these five sensual pleasures, it became like a illness or meaningless for you. So at that particular moment, no attachment. But attachment will come only after you emerge from the jhana. As I earlier said that, if you cannot control your craving for jhana experience, you will have you are hurting your body like that, right? You are hurting your body, and so in that way, it is a suffering. We call it rupa and arupa raga, right? Raga, attachment to rupa and arupa jhana experience. Okay, any question? Okay.
Hi, Bante, I have a question on this mastery of emergence. Yeah.
Emergence.
So, because when we do meditation, a lot of time we're just lost in time. And
Sorry,
we are lost in time when we do the meditation, especially when you are in deep meditation. You are just completely lost. You don't know how fast or how long the time has passed. Are you saying that when you have this mastery, you will be able to know when to wake up? Your body will keep track of time?
Maybe a kind of a land. It's a kind of a land. Mind is very powerful. You are in very deep jhana experience, right? And also at the same time, you need to use your, how to say, the ability to, or willpower. Then you're trying to tell your mind. In other words, when we talk about according to how they say it, we're trying to program our mind. Scientists, they will say that programming the mind. We are programming the mind to emerge from the jhana for 1 hour like that. So we can do in our activity as well. Suppose if you tell your mind, I will wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. Then of course, for the first time, you may not be able to wake up. Then the next day, you're trying to tell your mind, I will wake up 4 o'clock. You're programming your mind. Second day also, you wake up 5 o'clock. Cannot. Then if you are telling your mind or programming your mind, I must wake up 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Then later, it became automatic. So therefore, some people who used to wake up exact time, my teacher in Mandalay used to wake up 4 o'clock. And sometimes he sleep very late. But 4 o'clock, right away, wake up. It's a kind of mastery, Programming, kind of programming the mind, Just like that, in your sleeping, normally a lot of bhavanga, we do not know, right? We do not know. But as we program our mind, we wake up 4 o'clock. It's automatic. And the power of the mind. Here also, we can I think it's very close, similarity, right? When we are sleeping, a lot of bhavanga. Bhavanga chetas are passive mind. Passive mind. You cannot control over it. But before you go to sleep, you trying to tell your mind or program your mind. I will wake at 4 o'clock. But if you program your mind again and again, again and again, automatically, it doesn't depend on what time you sleep. It's automatic. It's automatic. So similarly, when we are meditating, jhana, consciousness, active mind process, then during the jhana, no time, just experience, meditation object. At that particular moment, you will have a rapture, vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekagata. So to emerge from the jhana for exact time, we need to program our mind. I will be in jhana for 1 hour. It may not work for one time, training one time or 2 times, it doesn't work. You need to do it again and again. Yeah.
So once you master it, your body will know that it's time and I need to drop from this jhana, and you will wake up.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Any question? Okay, so no question then. We study second jhana according to Sutta Mode, second jhana. As you all know that second jhana in Sutta Mode, Sutta jhana mode is the third jhana in Abhidhamma. Third jhana in Abhidhamma. So that is what the Buddha taught in the suttas. Very interesting. So the Buddha said that thought and examination, vitakka and vichara are return to the second jhana. So that means a danger to the second jhana. So that means, according to the suttas, if you attain second jhana, you don't have vitakka and vichara. No more vitakka and vichara. You able to overcome it. You have only piti, sukha, ekagata. Only 3, right? Only 3, according to Abhidhamma mode. So then, when you do not meditate regularly, then the nature of vitakka and vichara will come again. Will come again. Maybe even the traces of the characteristics of vitakka and vichara will come in your meditation. For that, vitakka and vichara are a danger for your second jhana. So if vitakka and vichara come again, then you will drop from the second jhana. So you need to hold the meditation object again. And you need to bring your mind to the meditation object again. Vitakka vichara, right? So therefore, the Buddha said that vitakka and vichara are return to the second jhana. Another sutta, the Buddha said that for one who has attained the second jhana in Sutta Mode, thought and examination, vitakka and vichara, have ceased. No more vitakka and vichara. If you are still holding meditation object, then that's not a second jhana, Sutta Mode. Stay in one jhana, right? The first jhana. So this is what the Buddha taught in the suttas. This is typical explanation about second jhana in the sutta in many places. One thing to take note is in the Noble Eightfold Path, mindfulness, and right concentration, right? So right concentration is defined by using 4 jhanas in the suttas. Every places, by using the 4 jhanas. So therefore, we understand that right concentration and jhana are the same, Jhana are the same. Of course, concentration, samadhi is wider. With subsiding of thought, vitakka, and examination, vichara, he enters and dwells in the second jhana, which has internal placidity. That's important term. Internally, you have full confidence. Your mind is clear. Clarity of the mind about meditation object. Earlier, the first jhana in Sutta More, you still holding meditation object because you don't have a confidence. You think that if I let go, then I will fall down from jhana. Because of your further practice or 5 kinds of mastery, training the mind by using 5 kinds of mastery, you begin to have a full confidence. Then you able to let go meditation object. You are just looking. You are just looking at meditation object as a onlokka. So therefore, subsiding all vitakka and vichara enter the second jhana, which has, this is a one characteristic of second jhana in Sutta More, which has internal placidity, full confidence in your mind, clarity of mind in your mind. Another one is unification of the mind. Chitta so ekoti pawon. Your mind is unified in meditation object. Your mind is getting more and more focused on the meditation, more focused on meditation object, unification of the mind. So actually this is another explanation about concentration, samadhi, and consists of rapture, pleasure, bono concentration. You will still have a rapture and pleasure in your mind. Those rapture and pleasure, bono concentration, not because of five sensual pleasures. Not because of sensual pleasures. It is because of jhana concentration. You have a rapture and pleasure. Without vitakka and examination. Actually, the Buddha trying to define second jhana by using this, without thought and examination, without vitakka and vichara. It became clear, right? In the second jhana, no vitakka and no vichara. So that is a typical explanation about second jhana in the suttas. Meditator have full confidence. He have a full confidence about his mindfulness and concentration without holding meditation object, just observing it. So as he said that, by that time, you begin to notice there's no doer. So actually it's very, when we think about something, I am teaching, I am a doer, right? Normally, in normal sense, we are talking. You are listening. You are a listener, a doer, doer. In higher level, in jhana, starting from second jhana in Sutta More, you will clearly know there's no doer. Just the mind is observing, the mind and object. The mind and object. There's no doer. There's no you, There's no you. There's no doer. But when you go to vipassana, it became clearer. Because in vipassana, if you are still seeing there is no you, you are doing that. Somebody is doing that, doing something. If you still have sakkaya ditthi, we call it sakkaya ditthi, self-identity view. Self-identity view means I am doing that. I am so the what I am or the person or doer, then you cannot attain enlightenment. Okay, so I think when you see second jhana, so the most prominent thing in second jhana is piti and sukha, right? Piti and sukha. So you will experience, how to say, the bliss of piti and sukha. So here, what is rapture, piti? Rapture is a delight or a pleasurable interest in the object of meditation, but not rock-like stillness of the mind. So the moment you are in the first jhana, you are holding meditation object, right? But in second jhana, you let go. You just observe meditation object. Then your concentration became just like a rock-like stillness. Then you will have a kind of joy, a delight in meditation object. Just like you look at National Day Parade, right? You are just sitting on the stand, right? Stand. So you are free and easy, right? The soldiers, they are in the parade and they need to make a lot of effort, right? So earlier time you involve a kind of, how to say, when you are looking at from the stand, free and easy, right? Free and easy. But if you are in the parade as a soldier, it's not free and easy, tiring. Just like that, when you go to second jhana, you're just like a onloka, just enjoying what is happening, right? Happening. Here all same thing. You enjoy to see meditation object, and you have a pleasurable interest. You have a pleasure and delight. At the same time, you have a lot of key, or you have a lot of interest in meditation. You want to do it again and again, again and again. So for that reason, some people in Singapore, so they retire from their job, they go to meditation retreat for 3 months, 4 months, 1 year, like that, right? Because of this, because of piti. So this is the nature of rapture. But that rapture also dangerous, So here, a rapture, piti is compared with the volume which was put in the water. Very light, right? Very light. Then you put the volume on the water. Then when the volume will shake, even, a little bit of breeze, not a very powerful wind, just a breeze, it will, go here and there. It will shake. But when you are in the first jhana, you do not notice. But when you train your mind by using 5 kinds of mastery, you begin to know, how to say, the danger of piti. So it is very similar, right? Sometimes when we have a very exciting news, we have a piti in our mind. Our mind is shaking, right? Shaking. So if your mind is shaking, you cannot decide what to do. Your decision will be probably wrong because of piti. So therefore, people say that do not make decision when you are excited, So that means when you are in piti, do not decide. When you are happy, when you feel sad, do not decide. Do not make any decision because it will make wrong decision. Similarly, so when you train by using 5 kinds of mastery, you begin to know, the danger of piti or rapture in your mind. It is, of course, very light, very good feeling. You are always want to meditate. You are always want to enter in jhana. But as you train your jhana experience, you begin to know the nature of piti. Piti is like a volume on the water. Even small amount of air, it will start. It will start. So we have in meditation or before you enter jhana or during your jhana. Actually, especially these were before your jhana, especially. 5 grades of rapture, 5 kinds of rapture. Especially, these are, most of them are before you enter jhana. During your meditation, you will experience minor rapture. It will able to raise your hair on the body. So when you experience the bliss of meditation, then you will have a kind of rapture in your mind, and the hair on your body raising. The second one is momentary rapture. It's like a flashes of lighting. So the flashes of lighting, just like a flashes of lighting, then there are a lot of rapture in your body here and there, because of meditation object. Meditation experience. Then showering rapture. So it break over the body again and again like a wave on the seashore. When you go to the seashore, you will see a lot of wave, right? Wave. Kind of, just like that in your mind, when you are meditating, you have a kind of feeling, a good feeling, like a wave, like a wave. So you will experience before you attain jhana all these one. Then applauding rapture. So this type of piti can cause the body to levitate. I heard that some meditator can levitate, about 1 feet, and some meditator even up to the ceiling, because of piti, Piti can lighten your body, physical body, lighten your physical body. I think you experience that, right? When you have when you pass a very difficult examination, then you have a kind of piti in your mind. Because of that piti, your body is very light, very light. And when you got the job, when you get a job, which is very difficult to get, a kind of piti, then because of that then your body became lighter and lighter. So just like that, when you have this type of piti, then your body will be levitated, So in the, I think in Visuddhimagga, in the story of a woman from Sri Lanka. She was pregnant, and she went to go to Pagoda Festival, which is here in the mountain top. Then I have already shared, right? Already talk about that? Story of women from Sri Lanka. So there is a mountain top festival in the mountain top. She went to visit because pregnant. So the family told her not to go. So he stayed back at home, then the family go there. Then at the mountain top, and a lot of candlelight, and she can see, the light in the mountain top. Then she trying to she trying to recollect the quality of triple gem, Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Then because of that, actually recollection of Buddha Dhamma Sangha is a kind of meditation. Because of that meditation, she has piti, rapture in her mind. So her piti is very powerful, this one, uplifting rapture. So her body became lighter and lighter. Ultimately, levitate. And she reached to the mountain top. The family go there and they saw, young lady, oh, why you are coming here? We told you to stay back at home because of pregnancy. She said, no, I just contemplating or recollecting the quality of the Buddha. Because of that I am here, That's the nature of uplifting rapture. It is recorded, So, that's the nature of piti before you meditate, before you enter jhana. And the last one can be experienced during your jhana. Pervading rapture. It will pervade the whole body as a cotton put in the wine. So when you put a cotton on the wine, then the cotton will absorb, the wine will absorb the cotton. Just like that. When you enter the jhana, you have a rapture and pleasure in your body, the whole body. So your mind is absorbed, So therefore, in earlier time, we translate jhana as the absorption, right? Absorption. Your mind is absorbed in the meditation object. So similarly, your mind is absorbed in, piti, rapture, and pleasure, right? Pleasure. So that means pervading rapture can be attained during your jhana experience. So it will pervade the whole body as is a cotton put on the wine. Okay, any question? Okay, no question. Then go to the four jhana according to Abhidhamma. So as I earlier said, that meditator began to see the danger of piti. It can cause instability, stability. So if you start to meditate, then the vitakka and vichara will come back again. So for that reason, meditator trying to cultivate or develop more mindfulness, more powerful mindfulness, so that he want to overcome piti. He want to drop piti. Without piti, then your concentration will be more powerful. So that is the fourth jhana. The fourth jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with the pleasure, sukha, and one-pointedness, ekaggata. So here, in the fourth jhana, according to Abhidhamma model, you have only pleasure and one-pointedness, right? One-pointedness. So no more piti. It is said that this is the most pleasurable jhana. The most pleasurable jhana. It doesn't mean it is the best. Because the most pleasurable, you don't have any more vitakka vichara. You don't have any more exciting piti. You have, your body is like a cotton put in the wine, right? Absorb. So the whole body, later I think, I will quote what the Buddha taught in the suttas. So you will experience the pleasure, sukha, pleasure feeling in your body, in your mind, So here, the four jhana, only two jhana factors, pleasure and one-pointedness. So the four jhana, the four jhana more from Abhidhamma, the four jhana from Abhidhamma more, and the third jhana from the Sutta more, third jhana. So therefore, in the Suttas, it is said that rapture is ithon to the third jhana. This one is Sutta more, right? Sutta more. For one who has attained third jhana, rapture has ceased. If you still have rapture in your mind, you are not in third jhana according to Sutta more. You are not in fourth jhana according to Abhidhamma more. Then I think we'll go to the third jhana. So this one is in the Sutta. But third jhana in the Sutta more is the fourth jhana in Abhidhamma. No? It's very important. Okay. With the fading away as well as rapture, that means no more pity. He dwells equanimous. He dwells equanimous. Sorry. Fading away as well as a rapture, he dwells equanimous. Here, according to the Suttas, third jhana has equanimity, the equanimity. But in Abhidhamma, the fourth jhana, no equanimity, right? No equanimity. According to Abhidhamma, only the fifth jhana has equanimity. That's very important one, very important one. So therefore, Abhidhamma trying to explain, trying to ignore, equanimity in the fourth jhana. Actually, still have, some traces of some quality or equanimity, equanimous mind. So we have to understand in such a way. He were equanimous and mindful and clearly comprehending. Clearly comprehending. So here, equanimous me, normally, meditator trying to experience the bliss of jhana. The bliss of jhana. And trying to pay attention to experience of jhana, experience of jhana. So when you go farther, so you don't look at less important things, right? Less important things. Similarly, when you grow old, some of the things are not important for us. We try to ignore it. Our mind becomes equanimous, right? Equanimous. But young people, they take it seriously, certain cases that we ignore, that we think it's not important for us. But young people, they're very key, following after, seeking after all these one. Similarly, when you are in the first jhana and second jhana, you are trying to focus, like a Vitaka, vichara, piti. It's really piti, rapture, exciting things in meditation. But here, the meditator trying to stay with the equanimous mind. So equanimity making more stable. So similarly, when in our life, right? When you can practice equanimity, our mind becomes stable. Our life became stable. So here, mindful, more mindfulness, clearly comprehending. So you're trying to see meditation object more clearly. So here, clearly comprehending. So the nature of understanding. More understanding about meditation object. Sometimes we call it nimitta, right? You trying to understand the nature of nimitta. So when you have in the second jhana, you're trying to pay attention to more piti. But when you go to third jhana, so you just pay attention to all these ones. Just just looking at nimitta or meditation object. So you can practice equanimity mind, more mindfulness, clearly comprehending meditation object. He experiences pleasure with the body. You experience the bliss of jhana with the body. So that means you stay thinking about your body. You have the perception of the body. He enter and dress in the third jhana, of which the noble ones declare. Noble one means Ariya Pokala. He is equanimous, mindful, and he dwells happily. Equanimous. He don't pay attention to less important things. More mindfulness, and he dwells happily. So happily means sukha. So this is the nature of third jhana. When you look at third jhana in the Sutta model, so you will see that we still have a little bit of equanimity, right? We can see the traces of equanimity according to the Sutta's model. But in Abhidhamma, in the fourth jhana, we don't have equanimity jhana factors. Maybe Abhidhamma trying to generalize. So the fourth jhana has only two jhana factors: sukha, pleasure, and one point in the ekaggata. Okay, any question to now? I will share all these notes if we finish jhana. Any question? No question. Because it's difficult. Of course, this is a difficult one. So therefore, the Buddha said that attaka vachara, beyond our knowledge. The jhanas, magga and phala, all these are beyond our knowledge, right? Beyond our knowledge. Attaka vachara, you cannot use your logic. You cannot use your logic. Later you will say that. Earlier we already talked about that, right? In the fourth jhana, no more breathing. You cannot think with the logic, medical science, logic. So these one also beyond our logic, logic. Okay, so thank you. So we'll do it next week. Yo varatam bhavaro manu jesu sakya muni bhagava gata kecho baragato bala viriya samangi Dan sukatan saranata mupemi ragavi ragama ninjama sokan Dhamma masangata mapatikulan Madura mimampa gunan suwipatan Dhamma mimam saranata mupemi Yatha chadena mahapalamahu Chatu su si su purisa yugesu Attacha Bogala Dhammadasate Sangamimam Saranata Mupemi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Oh, okay.